All right. So thank you everyone for being here this morning. Again, we just wanted to put together this conference to talk a little bit about one, buying real estate in Panama, how it works. Obviously, myself as a US citizen and some Canadians out there, we have different perspectives of how people buy real estate, such as places like Thailand, where, as a foreigner, you're not allowed to own real estate more than 49% in countries like that. So I just wanted to bring up, buying property in Panama. When you do purchase property in Panama, you do own it 100%. And you can own it in your name 100%. But I want to tell a little story about why that might not be the best option, as there is a succession process when you do pass and leave your assets to your heirs. There can be difficulties for them to sell it, at least for those 2 years while it's through the succession process. So what's a better option when purchasing real estate in Panama? And what we recommend to all of our clients, and also a practice that I use personally, is using either a foundation, that's a private foundation, which is a lot like a trust in the United States. This allows you to put the asset is then owned by that foundation and not you as an individual. This is obviously good for when you do pass and you're leaving your assets to your family. The process takes a day or two to transfer, based on what your bylaws say in your private foundation, which is a lot quicker than a 2-year succession process. I'm actually dealing with that right now. Unfortunately, a dear client of ours had passed away right in the middle of a deal, and the property was in his name. And now I have a buyer that really wants a house, and he can't buy the house. And we've been waiting, and now we're going on month 9. And so the sellers want to sell it, the buyer wants to buy it, and there's just nothing we can do about it. And again, some pre-planning that can be done by you when purchasing a property in Panama. Again, putting it in a private foundation, or another option is a corporation. And both of those, again, would allow for that property to be owned by either that private foundation or that corporation. When doing that, you are able to put bylaws in place. So again, maybe you have a property that you don't want your beneficiaries to sell right away. You think that, maybe they're young. I know that I personally have bylaws in our private foundation. If I were to pass today, my child, there's certain properties that he would not be able to sell until he hit a certain age, based on what those bylaws say. So there's a lot of control that you're able to have over the asset as well, that probably most of you would enjoy, or at least peace of mind knowing that, hey, if you intended a purchase for a certain element, that will be granted even after you do leave this beautiful earth. So yeah, I just wanted to go over the purchasing of property in Panama. It's very simple. The process, we work with the best attorneys in the country. So when you are purchasing property, starting a private foundation or a corporation is very easy to do through the law firms that we will set you up with. And again, you do own that property at 100% here in Panama, or your private foundation or your corporation owns that property 100% here in Panama. Another thing that I wanted to discuss this morning before we bring on Melissa from the Velopers to talk about all of these great projects that they have that are being completed currently or starting construction, and things that are on the horizon. The second thing I wanted to talk about today, because it does have to do with a couple of their projects, and that has to do with legal Airbnb, and why this is so important, and why, as many of you, we've had personal phone calls and conversations, why I feel this is such an important market, especially if you're looking at generating income off your investment at this time right now in what's happening in Panama. So as many of you know, there is a law in Panama that states that you are not allowed to legally short-term rent your property unless it is registered, the building itself, the project is registered with the Authority of Tourism as a legal Airbnb building. Now, this law was put into place. It was kind of, in my opinion, a fluff law. It was to get the hotels to come and build all these hotels because they needed 35,000 hotel rooms to build the convention center. Because, of course, if you don't have nowhere for the people to stay that are attending the convention, there's no point of building a convention center. So now we're seeing that the government obviously wants tax money. And just like if you were to go to the Hilton Hotel or W Hotel or JW Marriott Hotel, when you check in, they charge you a 10% tax. Well, that's going to be happening with Airbnb as well, or any short-term rental. So now it has the government's attention. And so what we're seeing right now is the legislation is, or it's in legislation to regulate this law. This law, again, has never been regulated. It's kind of been a free-for-all. If you go on Airbnb.com right now, at least 85, probably more like 95% of those listings on Airbnb.com are not legitimate or legal Airbnb buildings or listings. So what does that mean? Well, by law, Airbnb.com will have to remove those. There's actually, what I've been told is each of the listings will get a notification. They'll have to have the letter or some type of proof to, if there's any doubt that their listing is not in a legal Airbnb setup, and their listing will be removed from the platform. So obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that, hey, if 85 to 95% of your competition is all of a sudden going to disappear, that's very good for your investment property. So this is obviously an important element with Dovle and Selva. Dovle is a completed building in Coco del Mar, and it is an incredible building. There's just a few opportunities left, both in the legal Airbnb portion of the building. Yes, that's right. There's two separate entrances. And also, if you're looking for something more long-term, there is options available in the long-term portion of the building. Now, Selva, I had the opportunity to film a vlog episode with my dear friend Melissa, which, again, most of you on this call or many of you know or have seen in the videos that we have put together. That this building, by what I've seen, blew me away. It is absolutely gorgeous. It reminded me, architectural wise, on the rooftop of Singapore, with it's just the spaces that they were able to create and the energy they put behind the building with a yoga or not yoga, but a meditation garden. And it's just, I went through the building a couple times and I was just blown away by this project. It's also in Coco del Mar, and it will be being delivered in August. And again, there's only a very limited amount of options there. So we're going to allow Melissa to talk more about that. And then, of course, she's going to tell us about Bioma, Nayamara. Bioma is not a legal Airbnb building, but it is in Costa del Este, which is a very, very active area. There's a lot going on there, and we see a lot of positivity for our clients and ourselves. I don't know about Melissa, but my private foundation that I manage is definitely getting involved with projects also in Costa del Este because of what is happening there and how it was put together. And we'll, again, allow Melissa. I'm sure a lot of you already have a lot of those details about the Johns Hopkins affiliate hospital that is there, the town center mall, and all the amenities, and the fact that the sidewalks and roads are perfect. The power lines are underground. It's just an area that's really, really was done well. And now they are enhancing one of the parts that drove me nuts about this area, the getting out of Costa del Este. And I was actually just over there today filming a vlog episode this morning for a plaza. And I made a comment, or I guess we both made comments about the videographer and I, about the overpass that is being built, leaving Costa del Este to go over the highway, to get on the highway back to the city. It is moving along quickly. It is going to be done, I would say, definitely less than a year. And once that is completed, that is going to alleviate so much of the headache. And the one reason that I didn't like Costa del Este is trying to get back into Panama City. Getting to the airport and going that direction, there's all kinds of entrance points on the back side of Costa del Este and the front side of Costa del Este. However, now with this new overpass, we don't have to go around through the industrial part of Costa del Este, which again will alleviate, in high traffic times, 20, 30 minutes. So this is huge, huge, huge for Costa del Este. So that's all I wanted to mention this morning. And again, I want to thank you guys all for being here. Any finite details you have, you can put it in the chat, or of course, Melissa and or myself would love to talk to you after the call. So I'm going to pass the floor along to Melissa and allow her to present some of these beautiful projects that they have through the developers.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Aus, and good morning for everyone. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so happy to see you here, Tom, and I hope Dawn is with you as well. I really appreciate you taking the time to learn a little bit more about Panama and what is happening here in our real estate market. Before to jump into the projects themselves, I do like to spend a few minutes talking about something I believe is even more important than any building we will show you today. And is why Panama? A little bit about myself, guys, is I have had the opportunity to live in different cities in the US, including Chicago, and also spent 1 year living in San Francisco. And both of them are really great cities. They're dynamic, they're innovative, full of opportunities, full of this unique lifestyle. But when I arrived in Panama, I realized there was something very special here. Panama offers something that surprisingly is difficult to find anywhere else. It combines many of the advantages people appreciate in developed markets: international connectivity, a strong business environment, modern infrastructure, but, which I like the most, the warmth, the energy, the lifestyle, what make Latin Americans so enjoyable. So here, both of the two worlds that I like the most, and I guess you also do, guys, come together. And I think that's one of the main reasons why Panama has become such an attractive destination for people from all over the world. Today, you will find here entrepreneurs, you will find retirees, investors, digital nomads, multinational companies, and families who have decided to make Panama their home. It's also a country where people from different cultures and nationalities and religions live together, but naturally. We create a really nice and welcoming environment where there is peace. We respect each other. Here we have Jewish, here we have Muslims, here we have Christians, Catholics, everyone. But in Panama, we respect and we love each other. And that's something that you as an investors, or maybe just people that want to retire, I know is under your mind, right? Today also, we're not just building apartments because it's not enough. Today, people is not just longer buying square footages. They're buying convenience. You guys are buying experiences, communities, a better way of living. And that's why the philosophy behind developers is our goal has never been to build just another residential tower. Always, we have instead asked us a question: how we can improve people's everyday life. And every project we develop starts with that idea. We spend a lot of time understanding why people and how people actually live, what they enjoy, what they need, and how architecture can create better daily experiences. Sometimes people are surprised when they visit Panama because They don't expect this is like a little Miami. But when you guys are here, you can discover that even architecture goes beyond. As Aus was saying, how about Singapore? How about a piece of Bali? How about a piece of La Dolce Vita in Italy? That's what we have done. So today I'm so happy and so honored to be here with you guys, and let's get started. I'll show you how we do it and what we have here in the real estate market, okay? Let me share my screen over here.
We want you to immerse yourself in an experience, and we want you to close your eyes for 5 seconds and answer this call in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes.
Do you remember how we used to imagine the future? Flying cars, walking robots, screens that looked like something out of a movie. That future has already arrived. You're living it now.
Before any project, there is life we want to inhabit, from dreams of the past to the present we are living now. Every project is born from an idea. But behind that idea, there is always a purpose to make every day more meaningful. Because what we create is not only for those who inhabit our projects, it is also for the city, our environment, and for those of us who dream them. We build through experiences. But above all, we build ways of living. Look where you are now. The Velopers. The future is happening.
There we go, guys. This is Developers. There we go, guys. Welcome to Developers. We are Panama's most disruptive real estate developer, and we're reshaping the Latin American market. Now, I want you to think on 12 years of vision, every project reshaping what comes next. And for us, every project has to have a DNA, has to solve and resolve a solution, a need. And this has been our background. We started with some plazas by 2014, which one of them is where our headquarters are. But then since 2015 and nowadays, we have been delivering towers that today are Panama's identity, are part of the Panama's identity. You now can tell what a victory sport, a victory wellness is. It's just, it changed the real estate market here. But to go quick, I wanted to show you guys Bioma. Bioma has been a project where we have combined everything that has worked for us, and we call it the smartest way of living. It is a project located here in Costa del Este, where you have everything just 15 minutes walking distance. And this is our boldest project. We really believe that living in Costa del Este is having a really life quality, a really good one. And that's why Bioma means the union of ecosystems, because we're putting together different experiences for residents. So then they don't have to go out of their own tower. Look at this. So this is Bioma. Bioma has been under construction for about 1 year and a half. We have even a model unit, and we have many videos of those, of that one with Austin. So you can go over the channel. We have a beautiful model unit with really nice finishes, and you can have the sense of how it's gonna be inside.
Yeah, and I think we should talk about that real quick, Melissa, before we get off of it, because this is a building that is going to shape the skyline of Costa del Este. And I don't want to talk about other projects, but again, there's many of these that are going to enhance each other right now. And for me, I see Bioma as probably the most innovative building, with not only the design, but with the forward thinking. It's crazy to think that we're going to have flying Ubers in the future, but I think that future is a lot closer than we think. And when you look at a developer like Velopers, and you see that they have forward thinking on the innovation of what the future entails, for me, it really goes a long ways. Another thing I'd like to mention, because I do get to be blessed by their beautiful model unit of this project so often, and I get to hear what so many of you that have come to Panama get to say and your reaction. So, what I get to share with you is not just my own thoughts, it's the thoughts of you guys, our beautiful and amazing clients, very educated, outside the box thinkers. And, everyone we take in there is just blown away. I mean, the color schemes, the materials being used, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I now have a new thing because of the developers that I tell people. You want to know how good a developer is, look at the laundry room. Because the laundry room of this Bioma project is just it's just amazing. The lighting, they go above and beyond with everything they do. And again, my reason for starting this company and my job is not to sell real estate. My job is to sell protection. Of course, we have in-house brokers that work with all of you when you are looking at buying real estate. But my job is to make sure that they're showing you the right real estate, that they're working with you in the correct forward vision. But at the same time, my job is to make sure you're protected and all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted throughout the experience. So from my personal opinion, my perspective, not only from me, but from our clients, this is definitely a project that will be a superstar of Costa del Este. So again, if anyone that's interested in Bioma, Melissa and I can set up a private call with you. I know some of you on this call have already reserved and are in the purchase process of Bioma and even other projects with Velopers because they are such a great developer. But if you do want to jump into more details, see what's left, because there's only 15% of the building left. That's right. 85% has been sold. And if you are considering this project, like their other projects, do not wait, because I have watched this happen too many times where someone wanted a certain unit and 12 hours later it's sold. You know, it's as simple as a $5,000 refundable deposit. You put down $5,000, put it on your credit card. You know, you put it on your credit card, you get the miles, you get the points. The worst thing that can happen is you can decide, you know, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out. You get that 100% back. That $5,000 comes all the way back to you. But what this allows you to secure a unit. It takes it off the market. No one can come and buy that unit, and it also locks in the price. As Melissa just mentioned, you know, this project started a year and a half ago. It is a lot of work putting in these foundations. And as you know, I drive through Costa del Este at least once a week. It doesn't seem like anything to the naked eye is happening. But once that building starts going up, it will go up fast, because that's the quick part. And when it does, every one of these units is going to be sold, and the price is going to continue to rise as this building continues to rise. So this is the incredible time to get involved with this project. Also, another project they have on the Amador, which Melissa will talk about soon. But again, I just want to point that out because I don't want any heartbreaks. You know, I hate to see when people are heartbroken, especially our dear clients, you know, where you have focus on a certain project and then it's just all of a sudden been sold already. So again, if you want more details, we can jump on a call, personal private call with you to go over all the details, go over floor plans, go over billing structure and when balances are due, and all the details that you could ask for. So thank you, Melissa, and continue on.
Nice. Thank you, Aus. Now, I want to keep going and I want to show you now, guys, a project that hit me differently. I would say this is one of the projects that I have connected the most because it's just different. We were inspired here by Italy, by the Dolce Vita, by this elegance of feeling on vacation, but also feeling you are well dressed, you are feeling this orange vibey, you're having your aperol. So every project matters to me, but this one for sure has connected me on a different way. And the best part, it is right by the entrance of the Panama Canal, which there are not many canals in the world. So we have the privilege to show Amador as this location that was hidden, but we show it to the world. And we start developing on a location that is just breathtaking. Here, welcome you guys to La Dolce Vita.
right with it now. He goes to, she goes fro. He goes fast, she goes slow. He goes left, she goes right.
Papa's looking for Mama, but Mama is nowhere in sight.
Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Having their fling again, younger than spring again, feeling that sing again.
This project is not just so vibrant, but also has given some results that I do like to share with you. We presented this project by January 2024. Today, we're 95% sold, which is incredible. We still have 2 years ahead of construction. And this is a guarantee not just for the buyers, for us as developers, but has also given us a really well idea. And we realized we were doing something right. Right location, great concept. So that's why, guys, we keep believing on Amador. And what's next in Amador isn't for everyone. We have given to Amador a really intentional shift. We change La Dolce Vita for this interest of well-being, of introspection. We change celebration for contemplation. And here we move from Italy to Bali. Now, with this new project, we are inspired on this beautiful island where architecture, nature, and people coexist in harmony. Welcome to a project, Rare by Nature.
Not everything is made to be seen. Some things are meant to be felt. Born from instinct, shaped by nature, refined by design, guided by the silent strength of the jaguar and by the untamed beauty of Panama. This is not a place created to impress, but to awaken something deeper. Here, time slows down. Light moves like a whisper. Every space invites you to pause, to listen, to reconnect with what truly matters. This is not about more. It is about meaning, about presence, about choosing a place that, like the jaguar, does not chase attention. It commands it quietly. Welcome to a project crafted for those who understand that rarity is the highest form of luxury. Welcome to Nayamara, rare by nature.
There we go. And even thinking that Cavarosa was already that different and unique, we did it again. Now we changed that kind of luxury. We move from that luxury that it is not trying to impress. It's actually asking something different. Right now, we're not worried about where should we go, where we should connect with, which gym should we sign up. Probably the question now has changed. Now we want to go a little bit deeper inside. Now we realize that the service is really important, that the kindness it also is, and the nature is our biggest treasure. So that's why Nayamara is located again at the Amador Causeway, a really privileged area, guys. And what we wanted with this building, with this develop, it's to create a place that coexists in harmony with the environment. We have this tower that it seems to has born from the ground and was just shaped for the beautiness of the Amador. We're also inspired by the strength of the jaguar, which is this animal that we have to keep protecting. It's really nice. This is our last launch. As you also we have some clients that already have joined this community. It's our last release, so it's also so vibrant, and we're so excited about it. And this also will allow me to connect with Dovle Selva, which you just brought it to the table at the beginning, Aus. And we were also so inspired by this urban jungle that we gave with Nayamara. We are also kind of doing it with Bioma. So this urban jungle, guys, is this new architecture style where Latin America has always lived in. But right now, we're appreciating and coming back to the roots even more, proud it. So that's why those buildings try to give you a little bit of nature, a little bit of technology and urban in one place. So this is Nayamara.
And we should talk about this real quick. Just again, for anyone out there, one of the greatest values that I'm able to bring to you is the fact that I've been here for 14 and a half years. And this is an area, obviously, a massive privilege to be living near the Panama Canal. And even here on Avenida Balboa, to see all of these ships out the window during the day, at night, all lit up, how beautiful they are. It just really enhances, obviously, what is typically a dark view at night. And the fact that this project is being done on the Amador Causeway, along with Cavarosa, that's right, two buildings very, very close to each other, just a restaurant and another project in between on the same street. There's a couple projects behind it. So in all, there's 5 projects going on out there. And what this is going to do to this area is going to be very surprising to a lot, because it's going to open up this area in such a way. The Balboa Yacht Club has been there for many years. The Velopers actually took on the concession of that. We even have one client that is called me a few days ago about shipping a boat down so he can put it in the marina right here behind the building. So this is an area that, again, has really not had anything. There is a hotel out there. There, again, is a couple of restaurants. This is right at the beginning of the Amador Causeway. And so this area is really going to come alive. And, it's connected to the Amador, where you can walk, ride a bike, a motorized scooter, just go for a beautiful walk. And it's just an area that, again, will thrive when these 2 projects and their new neighbors and friends, other developers that are putting together projects, build these buildings. And as you can see by that picture right there, just to the right, you see a massive blacktop. Well, that is a parking lot. And you see just a part of the new convention center. So I just want to show too, like, how close this is to the convention center, where there's, again, only one hotel. So the idea that your unit in either of these projects is a legal Airbnb unit, and you're not going to be using it all the time. If you don't want to, of course, you can live in it full time. There's going to be great opportunity for business people to stay in your property, or also cruise ship passengers, because now there is a brand new home port, 2-berth cruise port at the end of the Amador. So same thing, obviously, someone that's coming to get on a cruise ship in Panama is likely doing so because they're going through the Panama Canal. What better place to stay than right in front of the entrance of the Panama Canal 2-3 days before your departure, or 2 or 3 days after you return? And that's one of the advantages, again, beyond just the regular tourist that you'll get. You have these 2 major elements, the Amador Causeway Convention Center and the Amador Causeway Cruise Port. So this is, again, an area that should be taken very seriously right now and should have people very excited.
Thank you, Els. That's so right. And you have had the experience of living here for about more than 14 years. I can tell you know and how the Panama is growing, but this area is where the things are going to change, right? Like you can tell this area in a couple of years will look totally different. So there is a lot of room here for either an investment or you guys just thinking on eh,
Shoot, I
going
want to
far
live there
away from
full
the
time.
coldness.
That's where I want to live. I mean, it's so beautiful
Right.
out there that you can just take your bicycle, go for a run right off the backside of the building, jump on your boat, go out to one of the islands. I mean, it's just, and it's in the city, but it's out of the city. You have the nature, the peace and quiet, the
Mhm.
beauty of the Amador. It's just a very special place.
Right. And we here, guys, we're thinking a little bit more about open spaces, putting less walls, more open spaces, combining these like an spa looking. So you can also expect that also on layouts. A really beautiful bar with the strength of our jaguar, kind of this entrance really beautifully. And this is our tower. So I'm so happy for any of you guys that might like to see a little bit deeper layouts or something, or if you have any questions so far, please let us know so we can go over right away. Go. I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment. So then, aus maybe we can answer any questions the people has and talk a little bit about the opportunities of um, or the time frame. I guess you guys are thinking right now, when are those buildings going to be delivered? So, for instance, Dovle Selva, which is the video you will see pretty soon at Austin's channel, it's a building we are delivering this year. As developers, we always try to deliver 1 year and also launching another one on the same year. So, for instance, a Doble Selva, it's a product that if you happens that you're here in Panama, we go, we visit it, is just so beautiful, and is ready to live. Then we have our next delivery. That will be Cavarosa. Cavarosa is this Dolce Vita style in Amador Causeway. We have at least 4 opportunities still on some units at Cavarosa. That will be delivered by 2028. Then we go with Bioma, delivering by 2029 latest. And after that one will come Nayamara. So it will really depends on your time frame and your goals in Panama, but we kind of have this schedule for deliveries.
Awesome. Yeah. And as Melissa said, if anyone has any questions, you can unmute yourself. We're just a big family here. It's funny because the other day we had a gathering. We had a bunch of clients in town, and there were so many people that wanted to meet with myself. And so we decided to get together with, gosh, I swear there was like maybe 13 in total clients. There are couples, of course, so maybe 6, 7 groups. And it's just amazing, all of you that are looking at Panama. Again, one of my favorite parts about living here, yes, I love the weather, being from the Pacific Northwest and cold rain, gray skies. It's a very happy place. It's even when it rains here, it's a romantic, warm rain, and it usually lasts for about 10, 15 minutes. However, my favorite part about living here, beyond the weather, beyond the locations, beyond for the gastronomics, and beyond the amazing Panamanian people themselves, is the expats that are calling Panama home. And I was on a new podcast the other evening to showcase bars in the city, and I was invited on this podcast. There was 4 gentlemen, and the guy mentioned his perception on the people moving here very well. It's like when you go to a new school and you're the new kid in class. Well, there's a lot of outside the box thinkers that are the new kids from the class that are leaving. Maybe they're the extroverted star of their group, wherever you're coming from. And it's like we all came to one location. And so like getting out and getting like I get this question a lot, like, how do you meet people? It's like, you see a foreigner, just say hi. I mean, most likely they're in the same boat that you're in, or maybe they're been here a year, or in my case, 14 years more than you, but just say hi. Just yesterday, actually, a gentleman in the elevator said hello and asked me how long I've been here. I was leaving a message in English. He could tell that I was a gringo. And I told him 14 years. He said, and I'd been here for 14 hours, and so, it's awesome to see all of these great people calling Panama home. We don't deal with a lot of the craziness that you have back home, whether it's United States, Canada, Europe. It's just, it feels like the rest of the world's gone mad. And I love that we have our safe haven here. It's not perfect. Nowhere in the world's perfect. We still have bad drivers and crazy, little things that happen. But, to avoid the classism, the racism, the shootings, the bombings, all of this right versus left and politics. It's like there's so much more to life. And I'm glad that the people that are coming here, continue to come here, please, are amazing people, all outside the box thinkers. And it is really, again, by far my favorite part about living in Panama is the community that we're building here with hundreds and thousands of expats from around the world. So yeah, guys, any questions you have, again, you can write them in the text. There's a little chat box there, or my WhatsApp number is plus 507-6767-9710. I'll put that in the chat box as well. And of course, you can reach out to Matt, our office manager. I know many of you know Matt. You've talked to Matt, one of the most amazing human beings on the planet. We love Matt so much. And of course, you can reach out to him anytime as well. And we'll set up a call with either myself and or Melissa. So again, Melissa, if you have another project to show us, I will give you the floor.
Yeah, I think we do have Selva. How about that one? Should we give a sneak peek?
A sneak peek of Selva, because I think we should definitely be looking at Selva. Even one of our top brokers, David, he took a client there yesterday, and now he's scheduled to take 3 there over the weekend because he was so inspired and excited. The project is gorgeous. So yes, I think we should give a little hint on that and let everyone know, keep an eye out for the Do Panama YouTube channel, because we will be releasing that vlog episode next Wednesday on Selva. So give you a little bit more of a introduction on that project as well.
Great. So I'll share my screen, guys. And over here, what I'm showing you more than videos, because this one is more a little bit to understand the project as it is. It's quite different, I would say, quite authentic. And you just saw it by the ladder. Before going deeper there, we thought here was before we were into the pandemic. Let me just open it. Let's see if I can open it a little bit bigger for you guys.
Yeah, it looks good.
It does? Okay, nice.
There you go.
Here, before entering into the pandemic, we realized nature is really important, but also technology. So we delivered a project past year, which calls Dovle Cincuentenario. It does is kind of a sibling of Dovle Selva, and they're located in Coco del Mar. We already have some videos about Dovle Cincuentenario. It's really nice. It's so strategic. It's kind of between Costa del Este and the city. So it's kind of in the middle. Coco del Mar, so close by the Parco Mar, which is one of the most important metropolitan parks here in Panama. So nice. So we delivered Doble Cincuentenario, but then with Selva, which we still have some units left and is ready to leave, we said, okay, we have done something really good with Doble, but let's do some upgrades. And those upgrades were more leaning to let's combine nature, technology, and keep that functionality that Doble means. Because Doble was meant for this new generation that likes to create content, that likes to show to the world what they do, their creativity, their productivity, but they also don't need much space. So that's why we call it doble, because it's twice in English. So we find doble to be really meaningful. We call it twice fun, twice as height, twice kitchen, as in Spanish, doble, right? Like doblemente. Here you can see our crown. For developers, our crown is our signature. And here, what we have delivered is here is the 14th floor, all the indoor amenities. And as Austin was saying, over here we have a meditation space, guys. So
And look at
again,
that tree actually exists. It is in there like that. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
yeah, like it's even better than renders, don't you think, Aus?
Yes, and it really has that Zen feel when you walk inside.
Right. So this is a render actually, just to let you know. It seems like a picture, but now you'll see it directly by the video. So we have a meditation space. Then we have given a lot of focus at the co-working. So we have given a garden co-working over here and some labs. And then at the crown was we say, okay, let's create a jungle. So up there we have 400 square meters of jungle. Let me show you a little bit backwards here. We have jungle up here. We have solar panels up in the roof that will help us to the maintenance of the and utilities of the social spaces. We are also recollecting the raining. The rain that we get here in Panama is being recollected and creating this beautiful fountain that will help us not just to give you this beautiful sound about raining, but the sustainability of the selva we have, the jungle we have up there. Over here, we also have a space for short term, which is so convenient for you. Let's say you're not ready yet to move into Panama. You might want to have an investment. Well, we have here 45 units ready to do short term. On those, we have 3 opportunities left, and that's it. At the lobby, we will find a coffee and bistro. This will be a kitchen where you grab and go. A coffee, sandwich, so convenient for the tower, for the community, but also will give room service to the tenants that are staying there. Plus, we're having a Tesla in the community, like another amenity. We realize why not, right? Like there are many expats, there are many people that they're not buying a car. So why don't we give a Tesla to the building so then you can use it yourself? We have in total 14 amenities, and they're distributed by the indoor ones. At the 14, as I mentioned, we have a recording studio, we have Zoom rooms, we have a demo kitchen where you can celebrate Thanksgiving, you can invite your people over, you can cook for them. We have a really nice gym, we have a multi-use space, a meditation room, and a garden co-working. Then we go to the 15 where we find the selva, this beautiful jungle, the garden, the nests, like those nests of birds. We have creating those barbecue deck and a beautiful panoramic pool.
And when she says nest, it is absolutely beautiful. And this is what reminds me of Singapore. And the architecture is so gorgeous, but the use of these nests, it's a stairwell that goes up to these beautifully architectured bird's nests. And what they are is a little reading or dining area to spend some time with yourself, friends, family, enjoy a coffee. It's just a great space. So yeah, when she says bird's nest, it's not like there's birds living up there. It's an area
Not
for
yet.
you to be the bird.
Right, right. We believe that this community will receive a lot of animals, right? Like we see birds going through, but those are for us, nest for us. Well, there we go. A little bit of the renders of the gym. It turned to be even beautiful. Then we have our garden co-working, our meditation space, a place to reconnect. We also, on each of our projects, we deliver something for wellness. There is also a project that was dedicated just for wellness, which calls Victory Wellness, where I'm actually living. I live there because I really vibe with that kind of lifestyle and zen. So I live in Victory Wellness, and it's all about wellness, sauna, turco, everything, like cold plunge. But here, of course, we have a little bit more of co-working in a jungle, but we also have given something for a wellness style. There we go, the garden. This is kind of the road to get into the pool. The nests over here, you can tell how they are. You can go up there maybe to read, just to reconnect, having a chat, or even when it's raining, you might want to go up there and not get wet down in.
Well, it's funny too. Your render there, the guy standing there, that was my outfit yesterday when we were filming. So that's pretty funny.
That was what? That was you?
Gray pants and a black shirt. I love it. So yes, this is an incredible project. Again, anybody that would like to dive in and more details, unlike Nayamara on the Amador or Bioma, there's only a couple units left. Obviously, the other projects are also selling very quickly, so don't hold your breath. But if this is something that you're interested in, literally like a handful of apartments are left. So if this is something that you would like to jump in and get more details, pricing starts at what, 270, Melissa? 270,000?
That's right. 270 furnished.
Furnished. So that's
right.
Coming fully furnished. You even get the cool stairs or the ladder in. That was one thing when I first saw the project. I said, oh my gosh, like that's everybody's dream to have that in your house. So again, very, very beautiful project. And it's something that we can definitely jump into more details on if you guys would like to talk about that project. Just reach out again to myself, to our office anytime today, over the weekend, next week, and we'll schedule a call with you, myself, and Melissa.
I'll be looking forward for that, guys, and I'm so glad you hear us, and I'm so happy to answer any questions or comments, and welcome you to the beautiful of Panama.
Yes, and thank you again. Thank you to Melissa. Thank you to all of our friends that joined us today. Some of you I know, some of you I don't. And again, reach out anytime. Please, the number one reason we started this company was to assist people like yourself looking to invest in Panama, but also to relocate and to do it successfully. This should be a very exciting time in your life. And we want to make sure all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted, that you're working with the right people and that you're buying in the right project. These projects are all beautiful, but everybody has their flavor of ice cream. One project might be right for you and one might be right for your brother, your sister, your friend, So again, everyone has their own flavor. So we want to get to know you and really get to understand the investment model you're looking at, whether it's living full-time, living part-time, investment only. This will all give us great information to help you make the best decision for yourself. Again, we appreciate you all coming today, and reach out anytime, and we're here for you. Thank you again, Melissa. Thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you, Aus. Have a great afternoon, guys. Bye.
Talk to you soon.